when you're looking at mentors, are there any sort of high level tips or things that you could suggest to our listeners?
So there's multiple phases that you have to go through. So there has to be the people who know you well. And then it has to be the colleagues who know your work ethics. And then it's the people who, with 1 or 2 degrees of introduction, you could probably get to those people. But before you get to building your mentoring team, you can't just put together these random people. You have to have a goal. And I'm not talking about your 10-year goal, because we already discussed why that may not be worth anything. What is your next goal? So you should really write on the top of a paper whatever your next goal is. And then the bottom, what is the plan, right? Because a goal without a plan is just a dream. So what do you need to do in order to achieve that goal? What are the steps that you need to take in order to achieve that goal? How will you know that you've achieved it? What are those milestones? Then you start thinking about who are the people who can actually help you put that together. And that is so critical. So I actually take people through, I've written a number of articles on developing your mentoring team and how people can go in and out. But there is actually a worksheet for anybody who wants to really get an idea of how to put their mentoring team together. They can just go to ruthgauthier.com/mentoring team, and they get the entire worksheet with all the directions there.
Yeah, that's great. And don't worry, Ruth, we'll share all the resources in the show notes. So don't worry,
Beautiful.
I'll make sure that's all covered. But I do like that point. I think you mentioned in one of your previous interviews about chemistry. And I think it is very important to find people who you get on with, because as much as you'd like to be mentored by somebody, if the chemistry isn't there and some shared interest, it's just not going to be as efficient as if there is something there.
Exactly.
Yep.
And it's the chemistry, and it's also the learning style. You need to know how you learn best. So I share the story of when I was getting my doctorate, I went through all the faculty in my department who were phenomenal, world-class leaders in what they were doing. But I felt this one was too busy. This one kept giving me articles to read. This one didn't quite understand what I was hoping to achieve, et cetera, et cetera. And it was the security guard who saw me, and he said, "Oh, why do you look so upset?" I said, "I don't know if I'm ever going to find the right person." And he asked me what I was interested in. He is the one who actually recommended I talk to this one person, Dr. Marie Volpe, who wound up being my doctoral advisor, mentor, and friend. And she is the one who quickly understood that I learned best by talking and asking questions and thinking about things overnight, and then coming back the next day with questions that I want to ask. And she gives me some things to think about, and we can talk it through. And every day on my commute to work, we would talk about whatever I was writing or researching. And that's the way I learned best. So you have to know it's that great chemistry, but also connected with the mentoring style and the learning style, which is so critical, that there has to be that match. Because when the mentoring doesn't work out, which is why I don't like assigned mentors, it could actually create more harm than good. So if you get along with someone, remember, no one's going to be perfect. No one's perfect. Not you, not me, not anybody. But you can surround yourself with people who have expertise in certain things that you need to know and learn. And they are the ones who can actually help you succeed. And there was actually research that came out last summer that said the best mentors don't actually teach you skills. You could go watch some YouTube video, right? Or talk to someone to learn those skills. They teach you the tacit knowledge. They teach you how to network. They teach you all of those, what I call power skills. Those are the really good mentors. Those are the mentors who develop really successful people.
Well, they almost sort of teach you the rules of the game and all those hidden, that subtext, because I think especially the higher you go, there's much more subtext going on. And, and I think if you can almost have a degree in emotional intelligence or psychology, you'll be able to figure out, what is this person actually saying when he's talking to me?